My name is Siobhan Macdonald and I'm the Director and CEO of Premium Diagnostic Equipment. So we specialise in selling diagnostic tools, mainly diagnostic scan tools to workshops, mechanics and DIYers, fleet operators all across Australia. As the owner of the company, I wear a lot of different hats. I manage everything from accounting, stock control, marketing, high-level marketing strategy. I do all of our advertising, relationships with suppliers, customers, and then I still jump on the phones when the boys need backup and help out with technical advice and things like that as well, and pack orders when I need to. So I originally wanted to be an aircraft technician. Straight out of high school, I applied to go into the Air Force and they rejected me. I was always interested in mechanics, anything with an engine, anything that went fast. I did a pre-apprenticeship course when I got knocked back from the Air Force at 17. I come from a small country town in New Zealand called Fielding. So I did my pre-apprenticeship course in Palmerston North, which is the nearest city. After a year, I still couldn't get an apprenticeship. There is not many job opportunities where I'm from. So I started applying all over New Zealand and I eventually landed an apprenticeship in Auckland with a big dealership. So I packed my life up and moved 6 hours away from my family and friends to pursue my apprenticeship. So by the time I was 20, I've completed my apprenticeship and I've decided that I wanted to make the move to Australia. But I've been working in Australia for about four and a half years at this point, and I had a Ford Ranger at the time I was driving and I really needed a scan tool for myself because I had an issue going on with my car. So I asked the workshop foreman, may I borrow the shop tool? He said no, which was fine because it meant I'd had to source my own. What I found was that the people who did sell them, no one carried anything in stock and they couldn't really tell me the differences between the models. They didn't really know a lot of information about them. So I went out and did my own research. I sourced my own tool and learned about it myself. And I just really thought to myself, how are these old school mechanics, dealing with vehicles and technology these days if, they can't access these tools? Who's training them how to use these tools? And I just really seen a gap in the market. I seen a problem and I wanted to solve that problem. The next step from there was I decided I was going to create a website. I can sell these tools. I'm going to create a website. We started with 4 products and within 6 months, I was able to quit my job and focus on the business full time. The early days were really tricky because I wanted to carry stock of everything and my problem was cash flow. I didn't have any money to invest in stock and I wanted to have everything on the shelf ready to go. That's kind of our main point of difference, is that we do have it here. You can come grab it. We can get it on a courier, you'll get it tomorrow. So I used my trade and I went back on the tools. I did pre-purchase inspections, roadworthy inspections, servicing, and I was just doing mobile mechanic work all day, every day, trying to bring in some cash so I could invest in stock, which I did for probably 1.5 to 2 years. It got to the point where I was physically and mentally exhausted, and I realized I needed help, and that in itself was another huge step in the business, hiring my first staff member. But I was under a car doing a roadworthy inspection with the phone up to my ear, explaining a customer the difference between these 2 tools, and I just thought, this is ridiculous. I need to hire somebody because I can't keep doing this. So I did. I hired Liam, my first staff member, and from there we were really able to scale and grow. I think the most rewarding thing I find is when we've got a customer with a car that's been to 6 different workshops and no one can figure out what's going on with it. And they get us on the phone and they've got one of our tools and we can remotely log in and we really just, go back to basics with them and figure it out. And we're able to diagnose this car over the phone with them. That is what gives me satisfaction. I like that side of it. But running a business in itself is also very rewarding. The freedom that I have now is good. We're at a really good point. If I was to give my younger self some advice, I would tell her to keep going, be confident. You know, you do deserve to be there, and just keep pushing through, because looking back, everything I did in my career up until starting the business prepared me perfectly for what I'm doing now. And I didn't know that at the time, but it did. When I look back, it's absolutely incredible how far we've come, how much this business has grown. Like, if you had have said to me 6 years ago that I was going to own a multi-million-dollar company, I would have laughed at you. I would not have believed you in any way, shape or form. So anything's possible.